and welcome everyone. I'm Ninetta from Mat Pilates. In this practice, we will be focusing on some gentle Pilates-based stretching and strengthening exercises to help support the lower back and also relieve some tension in the body. You have the option to use a small pillow, a cushion or a blanket to give you some support during some of the exercises. So I hope you enjoy it and thank you for joining me on the mat.
Let's now get the body ready for Pilates. Begin by lying down on your back with your head either resting on the mat or on your support. Your chin is slightly tucked and your arms alongside your body. Your legs are bent and feet flat on the mat, about hip distance apart. Look up at the ceiling and allow your shoulders to relax and down away from your ears. Keep the collarbones wide and the chest open. Allow your spine to find its own natural curve. This is also known as your neutral position. Begin to take some slow, deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just take a moment to notice if your left side and right side of the body are equally resting on the mat as we get ready for some pelvic tilting. Rest your hands on your belly so that the fingertips are pointing down towards your pubic bone. Breathe in, and as you begin to breathe out, very gently curl the tailbone off the mat and imprint the lower back into the mat. Breathe in and slowly release your tailbone, coming back to neutral position. Continue to move like this 4 times. On your out breath, gently squeeze up through your pelvic floor muscles. Keep some pressure through the heels to keep your knees from wobbling from side to side. Try and keep your back long on the mat and the pelvis tilted so that the pubic bone is a little higher than the hips as you press the lower spine into the mat. This will help engage those deep tummy muscles. Let your back relax into a neutral position, reaching your arms down by your side with your palms facing down. Breathe in, slide your right leg down with your toes up and your right arm reaches back behind you. Breathe out, slide your foot back and return your arm back to the mat. Breathe in and begin to slide the left leg and reach the left arm behind you. Breathe out, bend your knee and return your arm back to the mat. Continue this movement 2 times on each side. Keep drawing the belly in towards the spine, which will help engage your lower abdominal muscles and stabilize your pelvis. Focus on breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth throughout the exercises. Now let's do the opposite arm and leg stretch in a cross pattern 3 times each side. Breathe in and at the same time extend your right leg and left arm behind you. Breathe out as you return your right leg and arm back. Then breathe in and begin to stretch your left-legged right arm behind you. Breathe out, bend your knee and return your arm back to the mat. Continue this movement 2 times on each side. Focus on stretching the arm and the leg away from the rib cage. Keep drawing the belly in towards the spine and your lower back in a neutral position. On your last one, hug your knees in towards the chest for a gentle stretch of the lower back. Let's now bring both knees and feet together on the mat as we get ready for an arm and chest stretch. Reach your arms up to the ceiling and press your palms together in line with your chest. Make sure your head is still and your eyes are looking up at the ceiling. Breathe in, bend the elbows wide, bringing your hands close to your chest and pressing the shoulders back into the mat. Breathe out, push your palms together, reaching up towards the ceiling, lifting your shoulders off the mat. Continue this movement 3 times. On your out breath, gently squeeze up through your pelvic floor muscles. Keep the feet and knees together and engage those inner thighs as if your legs are like a magnet. Let's now bring the arms wide into a T position in line with the shoulders and hovering off the floor. Breathe in, reach the fingers away from the body, and as you breathe out, lift the arms up and bring the palms together, reaching up towards the ceiling. Breathe in to open, reaching the arms away from the body, and breathe out to bring the palms together. Continue this movement 2 times. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together, wrapping your sit bones in towards each other, almost like a feeling of squeezing your glutes. On your last one, bring your arms down to the floor in a T position with your palms facing up. And have a quick look to make sure that your arms are lower than your shoulders as we get ready for a spine twist. Squeeze your feet, your knees and inner thighs together. Breathe in, take both legs to your right, keeping the shoulders pressed back into the mat and your eyes looking up at the ceiling. Breathe out, come back to the middle. Breathe in, take the legs to the left side. Breathe out and return back to the middle. Continue this movement 2 times each side. Only lower as far as you feel comfortable, keeping the top knee in line with the bottom knee as you twist. Keep the movement coming from your waist, pulling in through your abdominals as you come back to center. Now coming back to neutral position as we prepare for a chest lift. Bring your hands behind your head and interlace your fingers together, making a little basket. Bring your feet quite close to your body, squeezing your knees and inner thighs together, and your pelvis is nice and relaxed and your back in a neutral position. Or if you have any lower back pain, you can flatten your back onto the mat. Lift your elbows off the floor so that they are in your side view. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slightly tuck your chin and flatten your tummy muscles as you slowly curl your head and chest forward. Breathe in and lower your head down on the mat. Continue this movement 3 times. Feel the lower abdominals contracting and flattening as you lift up with the chest. Make sure you're not tucking in your pelvis, as this will help you from gripping onto your hip flexors and keeping them relaxed. On your last one, release your arms down by your side and turn your head gently from side to side. Let's now move into Pelvic Bridge. Bring your arms by your side, palms facing down, feet flat on the mat, and bring your knees hip distance apart. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, curl your tailbone towards your ribs, and then slowly lift your back off the mat 1 vertebrae at a time, squeezing the glutes to help you keep the hips lifted. Breathe in at the top, and then as you breathe out, curl your way back down onto the mat 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling back onto your sit bones. Continue this movement 3 times. If you experience any pain rolling through the spine, you can push up and hinge from the hips and lower down without rolling through the spine. Remember to gently squeeze your pelvic floor muscle as you breathe out, which will help activate your core muscles. Stay a little bit lower in your bridge to help maintain the rib to hip connection. Keep the breath flowing and try not to hold on to it. keep pressing the palms and back of the arms into the mat to help you stay lifted in your bridge. On your last one, hug your knees in towards the chest for a gentle stretch of the lower back. Let's now roll over onto our hands and knees for a kneeling stretch. Bring your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees are directly under your hips. Make sure your legs and feet are parallel and hip distance apart. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, pull your belly in towards your spine, dropping your head in towards your shoulders and tucking in your tailbone as you arch your back way up like a stretching cat. Breathe in and reverse the curve of the spine so that your tailbone moves up and your chest moves forward and up as you look in front of you. Continue this movement curling inwards and outwards 3 times. Take the stretch further by imagining that you are bringing your head and tailbone together. Keep drawing your tummy muscles up to help support your spine. Let's now prepare for some stability work. Again, just ensure that your hands are directly under your shoulders and your knees in line with your hips. Your face is parallel to the floor and your eye gaze is down. Breathe in and at the same time slide your right hand and left leg long on the mat, keeping your fingertips and toes on the mat reaching away from the body. Breathe out and return the hand and knee back to the starting position on the mat. Breathe in and extend both the left hand and the right leg long on the mat. Then breathe out, return back to the starting position on the mat. Continue this movement 3 times each side. Try to minimize the movement of the hips as you switch from side to side. On your out breath, gently squeeze your pelvic floor muscle, drawing your belly in towards the spine. This will stop your back from sagging or arching up too high when you are in your extension. Try to keep the movement slow and steady, pausing for a moment as you extend both the arm and leg long on the mat. Keep your head in line with the spine and your shoulders drawn back and away from your ears. On your last one, bring your knees as wide as the mat, your toes together and heels apart, and slowly roll down, bringing your tailbone towards your heels and your head on the mat as you rest in a child's pose. Let's now slowly roll up and lay down onto our tummy for a back extension exercise. If you are experiencing any lower back pain, place your blanket or small pillow underneath your belly so that the edge of the support is right in line with your hips. Bring your hands together onto the mat with your palms facing down and your forehead resting on them. Your legs are straight, about hip distance apart, and your toes pointing. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels by drawing your belly in so that you don't feel a sinking in the lower back, rather creating a lengthening in the lower back. Breathe in, slightly raise your right leg with your toes pointing back behind you. Breathe out and lower the leg down. Breathe in and slightly lift your left leg up, pointing the toes behind you. Then breathe out and lower the leg down. Continue this movement 3 times each side. Keep your hips level and pubic bone heavy on the mat, lengthening and reaching back with your toes. If you experience any pain, keep the range of the raise of the leg low as you extend the toes away from the body. Let's now reach the arms long behind you with your palms facing in against the body for another lower back strengthening exercise. Tuck your tailbone and keep your tummy muscles pulled in. Keeping the head resting on the mat, slide your shoulder blades down as your arms reach down towards your feet. Breathe in, lift your head and upper back slightly off the mat, reaching the arms and fingertips behind you. Breathe out and then slowly lower your body down to the mat. Continue this movement 3 times. Try and lengthen the neck away from the body as you slowly raise the body off the mat and drawing the shoulders down away from your ears. Keep pressing your pubic bone in towards the mat, sending your tailbone down towards the toes to keep the length in the lower spine. Your legs and glutes are engaged as part of the stability of your lower body, but try not to over-squeeze them. On your last one, slowly roll up, bringing your knees wide on the mat, your toes together and heels apart, as you roll back into a child's pose. If you are after a deeper stretch, take your left hand on top of your right hand and shift your left hip slightly to the left. Lengthen through the stretch, pulling away from the rib cage. Then swap to the other side. Let's now slowly roll over onto the back for some gentle stretches. You can either place your head on the mat or on your support. Place your feet as wide as the mat, knees are bent, and your arms wide apart with your palms facing up. Again, make sure your arms are lower than your shoulders. Breathe in, take both legs to the right side and take your head to the opposite side. Breathe out and come back to the middle. Breathe in and drop both legs to the left side and head to the opposite side. Then breathe out and back to the middle. Continue this movement 2 times each side. Keep reaching the top knee toward the bottom foot as you drop from side to side, keeping the shoulders pressed back into the mat so that you can feel a full body spiral stretch. Our final stretch is a glute stretch. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, pressing the knee out to the side, and thread your arms through the legs, either interlacing your hands on the underneath leg behind your knee or on your shin, depending on your flexibility. Try and relax the shoulders, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you hold the stretch for a few moments. If you lean your body a little to the left, you will feel an even deeper stretch in the outer hip. This will help release any tension you might be feeling in your lower back. Let's now switch legs and stretch the left glute and hip. Remember to lean more on the right side to feel a deeper stretch in the outer hip. Keep the shoulders relaxed as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's now bring the feet back onto the mat as we end this practice with a few minutes of relaxation. Find a comfortable position lying down on the mat and just take a moment to notice if your left side and right side of the body are equally resting on the mat. Begin to close your eyes and take some slow, deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing the back of the head, your neck and shoulders. Relax your chest, your belly and your hips. Relax the thighs, your knees your shins, your ankles, and your feet. Relax your calves, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Relax your lower back, your middle back, and upper back. Relax your upper arms, your forearms, and your hands. Relax your throat, your chin, your mouth, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, and the crown of your head. Feel the whole body relaxing on the mat for one more breath in and breath out. And when you are ready, open your eyes, awakening the body as you roll to one side and slowly coming up into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you found these movements helpful. Keep up the practice and let me know how you get on and if you would like to see more of these kind of videos. Feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you next time on the mat.